After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 378. Today is a very cold Saturday, November 9th, 2019. I am Marleisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome everyone to the... Let me try it again. We want to welcome all of our viewers for the fun and the Woman Cave. If you are a new viewer, we are glad to have you with us. If you are returning, we're glad to have you back. And we do have someone who is brand new. We have Nancy.
Oh, cool.
So welcome,
that's right,
Nancy. We're glad to have you with us.
Hi, Nancy.
I am drinking tea in my With God All Things Are Possible mug because it is freezing here. It's not even 30 degrees yet in Virginia, in Northern Virginia, at this early hour of the morning. It has come up about 5 or 6 degrees, but it's about 28 degrees, so we're cold. My jacket, I did not wear my, what?
I'm laughing, you're like, we're cold, and I'm like, I'm wearing short sleeves, and...
My jacket is a Christmas gift or a birthday gift from when my book got accepted for publication. My daughter bought this, Ty bought this for me. Wolves.
I think it was just because I wanted to. I think it was Christmas.
It might have been Christmas, yeah. I mean, before the book was
Yeah,
accepted.
this was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. So, I'm wearing it because I'm freezing. And I like it. I'm always afraid of getting something on it, so it usually sits in the back of my
think
chair.
it was early in my nursing career where I was just like, I have money, woo! Braces off for right now, unless the headache gets too bad, or I start getting too foggy. So, or dizzy. Or vertigo-y.
If it goes on, there's a reason.
Yes.
Okay. We want to thank everybody for the good wishes for Talia. She is feeling a little better, as you can see, today than she was in the past for the last podcast. So that's good. I did want to... my whole intro is all messed up, but if you are new viewers, we'd love to have you join us officially on the YouTube channel. We'd like to see you there. And if you can, at our PHN home, which is phnpodcast.freeforms.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforms.net. We'd love to see you there. That's where all the alongs take place and all the giveaways and all the camaraderie and everything is basically over there. So we'd love to have you there so you can take place in all the fun for that.
Take part, not take place.
Take place, take part. I don't care. Okay. All right, so the charities. Yes, I cleaned out my back room, so now all that's back there are the things that are going to the pregnancy center and Evan's home, Evan's house.
I need to make sure that I get on the bike a little bit.
Yes.
Even because he said about 4 minutes total. So
Yeah,
I need to make sure
that's fine. So, all that's back there right now is the stuff that's going either to Evan's home or to the Front Royal Pregnancy Center. Evan's home is babies through adults in transition type thing. And that our contact person for that is Gracie's mom, 62, who is Laura from our local yarn shop. That's Knitter's Magic in Winchester, okay? And that's a great little shop there. And then we have the Front Royal Pregnancy Center, which is where all the baby hats that we get, unless they're slated for Evan's home, we send them to the pregnancy center. That's the default for us, unless someone mentions that they want it to go to Evan's home. And then Comforting Crafts, who's Brittany B-Wing, that is all kinds of charity stuff. Hats, scarves, mitts, dishcloths, all kinds of things. I'm not sure the scope of what Brittany takes. You can find her either on Ravelry or Facebook and ask her there. She will accept almost anything, I think. So, you know, that's a very worthy cause. And the other one that we like to support is the Amelia Project, which is VT Kimmy Kim. That's Kim and it's NICU hats. And because we don't have a NICU here, we would gladly say, hey, don't send us your NICU stuff, send it to Kim.
Right,
because,
so they can actually go.
So they can actually get to the babies. I mean, I'm sure we have some babies through the pregnancy center that are small, but Kim actually has a NICU. So if you have those really tiny ones, send them to Kim if you don't have a place to send them. And you can find her on our PHN group. I'm not sure if she's still on Ravelry or not. She might be, but you know, just oops, there we go. Just contact her through our group if you're on the group. And I don't know if she, I guess she might be able to see if they, is there a way of tagging her on our YouTube channel?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of. Okay, so, you know, I mean, there are ways of finding her, most notably through the PHN group, and if she's on Ravelry. I don't know if she's still on Ravelry or not. So, okay. Okay, we don't need to do our upcoming just yet. I'll get to that maybe at the end of the month for upcoming alongs. So we'll go into what's going on with us for our groups and stuff like that, for our alongs. First of all, in other groups, the Yarn Night Cappy podcast, it's about a week or 10 days left on her I Love Mickey along, which is all Disney related. She asked us to be part of this, which is really exciting. We do not have a thread for Disney per se, but if you do Disney stuff, chances are it's going to fit in things like PHNT and Tails, or what are we doing? What else are we doing? Toy Along, the Toy Along.
I'm like, why are you asking me?
They'll fit in those things as well. You just have to make it fit, and that's, you know, basically anything Disney related. The Crocheting Hoovian podcast is doing the creature feature Cal Cal Lal with Dogfire Woman from the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast. They're in their 4th quarter of this. That's the last quarter, and I think it's Mythical Creatures. You can find the information on their groups. Dogfire Woman is on Ravelry, and Crocheting Hoovian is on Ravelry and Facebook, so you can find the information there. Laura has very graciously made it possible for people who aren't on the Ravelry platform to be able to take part in her alongs either through email or Facebook, so check that out. There's a link in our group for, I think it's the email, and the Facebook, just look for it on Facebook, okay? I think it's Crocheting Hoovian, isn't it?
Excuse me.
I have her marked. I just can't remember. I just can't remember. I have it marked. So just look for her, and you can also contact her either on Ravelry or PHN, or even on Etsy if you really can't find her. I'm sure you could say, "Hey, Laura, where are you?" and she'll tell you. Instagram. She's always on Instagram.
Yes.
So you probably be able to find her on Instagram.
She has 4 different accounts on Instagram. You can find her on Instagram.
You can find her on Instagram. Okay, and she will tell you how to do all that. If you are unsure. Okay, because she's been. Laura is amazing. She's an inspiration for people to say, okay, you know, everybody has different ways of doing things. If you're not on this group and you still want to do what we're doing, you can do it here, and that's very nice. We're very, very.
She's very good with that, and the Bakery Bears.
Bakery Bears are very good with that. Cozy Up Knits is very good about that. Cozy Up Knits, their newest thing, I think, is going to be on Facebook and Instagram, as well as Ravelry. So they are also extremely accommodating. So these groups, I highly recommend that you take a look at, because they are bending over backwards to include everybody who wants to do anything. You know, so that's really nice of them. Okay, now the Comforting Crafts group, which is B-Wing. As we mentioned, she is basically on Ravelry, but she has a Facebook group to do her.
But that's for her.
The Facebook group is just for the
charities.
As far as I know, it's just for the charities.
Yeah, I don't think it has her alongs.
I think her alongs are only on Ravelry.
But she's very active in the charities.
I think she's very busy, so it's, you know, enough to keep up with this Ravelry for the moment. So, I mean, when you think of the fact that she's a farmer and, you know, she homeschools. I think she's still homeschooling, and she has this big charity. She got written up in the paper one year for this stuff. She's very busy, and she's a very generous person. So, if you want to do the alongs, I think you have to be on Ravelry. But do check out her charities as well. And then Bee's Knees, who is Vani, is also only on Ravelry, and that's just 19. Brittany's, I'm sorry, I didn't say what it was. It was
Colorwork.
Colorwork. 19 hats in 2019, what are you reading in 2019, and dishcloths in 2019. So 52 dishcloths in 2019. I think dishcloths has been done a couple of times in a row.
I think she really likes the dishcloths.
Yeah. So that's, you know, these are people that we really enjoy, and whether or not they're on Ravelry, we don't want to lose contact with. They're really sweet people. They're very giving people, and we like to promote them. Okay. Let's see here. All right, moving into ours. I'm going to have a little bit of tea. I think I need the caffeine, and I need to warm up.
Might put on brace pretty soon.
Go ahead. All right.
It's just nebulous. It's kind of like
Well, but it's better to do it. She's okay. It's just if you catch it early, then it's better than waiting till.
Because I get the neuro symptoms very
You want to go up to the door?
Yeah, it's a little easier if I go.
Okay. Go ahead. I've got the tea and tails to do yet.
So what I'm doing basically is I'm standing with my back to. Actually, you know, this is actually kind of interesting.
Go ahead.
Let me see if I can.
She's going to turn the camera. So
yeah, if you get vertigo,
close your eyes or something for a second. Okay, here we go.
Not too tall. So, what you do is, now this is better with standing, but the idea is you're trying to get your head straight. Sorry,
She has a crooked head.
And this slides behind. I usually flip my hair up so I can hide it. And people who have braces probably have a better idea. You know, will say, "Oh, you're doing this wrong," whatever. But no one actually taught me how to do it. I had to do YouTube.
And I think the method that works for one person may not always work for another.
Well, they have a lot of videos. They say either if you're doing it for yourself, they say either lay down. Mm-hmm. Or you butt back against the door, but they want you to have something to keep your head.
Well, it's like having a pole up your back.
Yeah. Now this one is adjustable. What are
you adjusting?
There's this little knob right here. Mm-hmm. And this is the Vista. That's the brand. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure this thing is actually resting solidly on me, so it doesn't move around. And then with my head straight, I do the adjustment wheel until it's firmly against my jawline.
She's raising the. Well, you can't see me. She's raising the thing under her chin.
Yeah. And once that's firm, I just put the straps, make sure they're tight, and that gives me a nice solid.
Put a head on a platter.
Yeah, because if it's not solid, I feel like it is sliding, because I'll still get pain back here if it's a lot of weather, but putting the brace on properly helps take care of that. Okay, guys, close your eyes. We're going to do vertigo again.
I love the reaction. We had the poor little girl who got frightened by Taya, but our hairdresser, we had the hairdresser on Friday, and I'm not in the picture.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
We had the hairdresser on Friday, and that was yesterday, and she has a little boy who's 6. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't scared in the least. He was just looking at her, Taya, and saying, "Why do you have that on? But why?" Touching this, that, and the other thing, and I'm sitting there going, "Don't touch anything." But Taya was okay.
Well, I had a client, a patient who, their 15-month-old, guess there's a family member who has a wheelchair. And he was climbing on the wheels, he was getting behind the wheelchair, climbing up the spokes. Eventually I let him come on the lap, and he's just like touching the mask, not at all shy.
Yeah.
So it all depends on each individual kid's experience.
And it wasn't quite 2 yet either.
Yeah.
So he didn't have the fear of strangers.
Right.
Okay, so that was a little impromptu dysautonomia, but here we go. PHNT and Tails. Do you need to know?
I was just saying, technically that wasn't the dysautonomia part, that was the Ehlers-Danlos part.
It doesn't matter.
It's technically different.
Stop it. Now.
I can think a little better with this one.
Yeah, maybe I should take it off. How would I know the difference?
If I turn it around and put it this way, they can't see you.
You can do the podcast all by yourself.
Nah.
Okay. All right, Tea and Tails. This is a year-long Cow and it started January 1st, so we only have about 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever we decided last time. It's a little less than that. And I'm going to run through the rules for this one, but in detail, but not the other alongs in detail, because they're basically the same. I'll just hit on what is different. So, projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted, and previous whips are allowed. Not along. Previous whips are allowed as long as you work on them during the along, and they must reflect the theme, okay? Chatter and pictures are all in the same thread, and projects must be tied in some way, shape, or form to tea and or tails, tails being fiction. And as we have said, you know, if you're not sure, ask one of the moderators or us, or better yet, go to Goodreads and check out what they have it listed as, or even Amazon, they might have it listed. If it says fiction, we'll accept it. We haven't had much problem. We've had some question on occasion with historical fiction, but not since we said, if you can find out that it says fiction, we'll be fine with it. So generally we go with whatever it is you say, unless it's obvious, like you have, I don't know, the life and times of Adolf Hitler or something. That's not fiction.
I don't even know if they have a book called
I
The Life
know,
and Times
it doesn't
of Adolf
matter.
Hitler.
The point is, you oboe head. Anyway, going on. Tea and Tails. Okay.
I kind of feel more like an accordion neck.
1 whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's finished. The featured... Oh, our co-host, Cappy. I'm sorry, Cappy. My brain has got like all kinds of different things. Even when we're podcasting, I'm thinking about, okay, what appointments are going here? What do I need to thank for Thanksgiving? What do I have to do for dyeing my yarn? So I need to just clear all that out so I can focus on this. Cappy is our co-host for Tea and Tails, and she is an amazing co-host. She has developed a kit for our along, the Tea and Tails Shawl, and it has, I think it has 2 or 3 skeins of yarn. I have it up there. 4 skeins of yarn because you hold double. I forget. It's up there. She gave me a kit, which I'm very grateful for. And the shawl is called Tea and Tails, Tails. It was a play on words, and it says Y in the pattern. Okay? And she gave a substantial discount on that set, as well as a discount code for her shop through the end of the year, I think, and it's in our dedicated Cappy thread, so take a look at that. Cappy is amazing. She has a lot of good stuff in her shop. Use the coupon while you can, okay? Especially at Christmas time now.
Yep.
Yeah. So, our featured patterns and featured yarns. Featured yarns, my yarn, Lady Fernicle Creations, and Cappy's yarn, okay? As long as related to Tea and or Tails. Patterns, any Franciscan Gypsy design pattern, my shawl, Cappy shawl, Joanna Johnson's patterns, Mom Cook, which is loom knit patterns, Crocheting Hoovian patterns, and Studio Bond design patterns, if they can be related to Tea and or Tails. These things are all eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the FO only. If you marry my yarn or Cappy's yarn with one of those patterns, they are eligible for 3 chances at a prize for the FO, as long as you get the multiple postings in. You guys are responsible for your multiple postings, okay? All right. Our 4th quarter prizes are the Plum Deluxe Purple Package and a Mom Cook pattern. So that's awesome. Okay, the Mom Cook has been very, very generous with us.
Yes, she has.
So, if you're not on Ravelry and you win that pattern from her, you can contact her, I believe, through our group, because she is a member of our group. Okay? All right, let's see here. We do have a huge, big mega prize for the end of the year. So that's pretty cool as well. I don't even know what's in there anymore because I haven't looked at it in I don't know how long. Okay, the toy along. I'm a little behind on the toy along, but I always love looking at the threads and seeing what's in there with the little faces and the little toys that are coming up. They are great gifts, and the chatter in there is good, and the toys and the it's a happy thread. It's a happy thread to be involved with. So we're very grateful that you guys are making it so much fun, even when we're so absent.
Yes.
We appreciate you being understanding about our absence.
I think I commented on 2 whole things this week.
Yay! I think I commented on a couple, and I finished the episode thread just before we got on the podcast, which seems to be my modus operandi right now. So, the toy along just started in October? Yes, October. So we are coming up on the halfway mark for the toy along, because it goes through the end of the year.
I've not worked any toys in this period of time.
I worked a little bit on
My zebra.
I think I worked a little on your zebra. That's all I've done for toys. I just have been my mind.
Toys require a little bit more focus than what we've had.
So I'm hoping to rectify that. I'm trying to put things in place to make my life a little bit more manageable and hopefully a little more focused. But it's a work in progress. But anyway, the toy along began October 1st and it goes through December 31st. You might get a little extra time since that means it's the new year. That holiday is when we're supposed to close the thread. So unless somebody like Valeria closes it ahead of us, we might not close it until, the middle of the new year, the January 1st, New Year's Day. Or we might close it slightly shy of New Year's Day when we go to bed for New Year's Eve. We'll see. I would rather go and err on the more time than less to give you guys a chance to get prizes, but we'll see what happens. So the toy along is just as we said. They're toys, knit, loom knit, or crocheted, and I'm not going to go through all the rules like I said because you already know what the rules are. But we do have featured patterns. We have Franciscan Gypsy Designs toy patterns, Bakery Bear toy patterns, Crocheting Hoovian's Hufflepuff, I'm sorry, Laura, Hufflepuff toy pattern, and any toy made with Lady Vertical Creations yarn or Laura Concerts yarn. Okay, that's Lollipop Girl yarn. I think it's Lollipop Girl yarn, and it's spelled Lolypop.
I guess normally it's spelled with an I, isn't it? Huh.
So yeah, her yarn's really pretty. I bought her first skein yarn when she came out from the shop. I know that she had others that she sold off the shop, but I was her first sale on the Etsy shop. I was excited about that. So it's sitting there because now I don't want to use it because it was the first the first sale. It's really pretty. I was supposed to make her Birtle, the one that's the turtle bunny, not the bunny turtle.
Yeah, the Birtle.
Yeah, I was supposed to make that with it, whichever one it is.
I don't know what she calls it.
I forget what she calls it. I don't remember. But anyway, be that as may, those are the featured patterns and featured yarns. If the featured yarn and the featured pattern is married, 3 chances at a prize for the FO. If you just use a featured yarn or a featured pattern by itself for the FO, you get 2 chances at a prize. And all this is in the threads. All right? Let's see here. And we do have several designers that are suggested if you don't have an idea if this is for your first time doing toys or you want something new. We have a list of designers. We have not added to them. I know we keep saying we will, or I keep saying we will, but I haven't had a chance to go look, and I keep forgetting to put the one that Taya was telling me about, somebody's cottage.
Mary Jane's tea room.
On there.
And then there's also, hold on, because she is actually important.
Fresh Stitches on it, but I already have Fresh Stitches on.
No, this is another knitted one.
No, I know. I'm just saying that she's already on there. I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of the name at all.
I'll have to pull up Lovecrafts. Keep talking about the other ones.
Okay, well, I already got all those. I'm not going to name them, okay?
Oh, okay. I didn't. The other one I wanted to bring up, let's see. It's going to make me sign in.
Oh, you do that. There are quite a few prizes that we have for this. We have 2 toy kits that were donated by Laura Concert. We're really appreciative of that. So that's 1 kit for each of 2 lucky winners. We have crochet toy books and knit toy books, and those were donated by Patty, who is Wombat of Doom. Yes, she donated those. And I think we have something else, but I don't have it on the list. We'll see. Okay.
Okay, so the particular pattern that I'm going to show is the bunny, and in parentheses it says Knit a Teddy, and it's knittables.
Oh, right, knittables, yes.
And she makes them super affordable because she intended them initially for charity.
Right. And they are
and they're knit flat.
So I want to make something like that's a cute bunny.
So
you're making that one, aren't you?
I am. Yeah. I just haven't done much work on it. And she also has little outfits that she designs for them. You can buy the outfit separate. Say you're about the pattern, you just want to make an outfit.
Yeah, I probably would not do the pattern, the outfit, because I'm not there yet for like knitting with little tiny pointy needles, the DPNs. I guess I could do it magic loop, but I still have to learn how to do that as well.
Well, just depending if it's not flat.
I guess the dresses could be flat as well.
Yeah.
If the toys are flat. I was noticing that it seems like when we get the British designers for the toys, they seem to do it flat, which is really nice. Yeah,
it's just like looking at their golfer. I know she does just have. Okay, it's a superhero outfit, Knit a Teddy.
Is it Captain America or is it
Superman?
Oh, it's just superhero. Yeah, just K. Super knit.
So it might say. Well, it doesn't tell me whether. I was going to see if it told me whether or not it was flat or not. And it doesn't make it
for the outfit. Mm-hmm. Well, we can look that up later. It's not a problem.
Yeah, so I can't tell if the whole outfit is knit flat. I think it might. Well, the boots look like they might be.
It almost looks like this is knitted on the toy itself. Like it's.
Well, the pattern is called outfit, so you can go in.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh, see it. I see it. All right.
It looks like actually the outfit might be in the round, just looking at the boots.
Yeah. Well,
But it's hard to tell, just from.
it's very detailed patterns.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, very cute patterns.
So yeah, I can't tell just by trying to.
I would have been thrilled as a child to receive a knitted or crocheted toy with knitted or crocheted wardrobe.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I was never a big doll person, although I had my share of Barbies and stuff. But toys like teddy bears and stuff that you dress up always is kind of fun.
Yeah, as best as I can tell, the clothes might be knitted around, but I can't tell without purchasing the pattern.
Right.
It's a guesstimation.
All right, we're going into rough drafts after all that blathering. We're going into rough drafts. How many do you have this time?
3.
Okay, I have 5. I don't know how I got 5, but I have 5, so I guess I go first. I think I got some done at the hairdresser. Not much.
Well, I thought when I talked to you after the hairdresser, you still only had 3. You must have picked up some last night, because I thought last night you only had 3. But maybe you misremembered.
No, I had 4 at that point, and I did one. I only did one project while I was at the doctor's office at Tabby's, waiting for my hair to do its stuff, because there was a lot of talking, and I was talking to Anna. She was mad because she bought something at Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival with beads, and she wanted to show it to me to see if I could tell her how to do it. You're asking the wrong person. You should wait for Talia. I know
I've never done beading.
I know the concept behind it, but I've never done it. Okay. She was having trouble. Maybe somebody knows. She was following the directions, and I guess she purls to do the bead, and she put the bead on and do what it says, and she said it was lying too flat. It wasn't like. I got the impression what she was trying to say was that it was kind of embedded in the fabric instead of being supported by the fabric. That's what I thought she was saying. I wasn't quite sure. Without seeing it, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So she was wondering what she was doing wrong. So if you have an idea, it was a mitt set that she bought at Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival, and it was it's knit flat, and she just was wondering why, when she was doing this, it was the bead was not popping like it should. And my first thought was, first of all, was she have the yarn the right way? Was she so the yarn was supporting it? And the second thing was, well, do you have the right size beads? And she said, yeah, the lady helped her pick out the beads. So anything you can say would be appreciated. I'm sure she'll figure it out before I get to her with your response. But I'd like to know why it's not popping out.
Just call the hairdressers and be like, hey, is Donna there? I have an answer for her.
I have an answer for her. Okay. In my Knitty's My Bag medium owl bag, blue background, my night owls, is my Follow Your Dream shawl. This is the Yowza Way at 3 pattern by Susan B. Anderson. I think I only did 1 row on this because the rows are getting a little bit long, so it takes a while. I did this in the doctor's office while I was waiting for Talia's at PT, physical therapy. So I didn't do a whole lot. Thank you for everybody who commented on this. This yarn is Yowza What a Skein, and the color is Grand Dream. So I don't know if they still have this, but Lorraine, if you like this, it is on Miss Babs, and she might still have it. I got this a long time ago. This has been in hibernation for about 2 or 3 years, I think. So
about as long as you've been knitting.
Yeah, because I did my other one that you've seen me wear, the green one, and then I started this one, and then I got sidetracked. Not that I didn't want to do it.
Didn't you have the 2 going concurrently?
I did. For a while. So I just didn't, I got sidetracked by other things. And this one is probably about maybe half to 2/3 finished. I'm in no real hurry to finish it, but I do like the color. It's really pretty. I guess I have to do 1 more. Let's see here. I have to weigh this too to see where I'm at. Okay. My next one is, I haven't done this in a couple weeks. This is my Plover Bird Teapots bag. Teapots. And this is my Pixels project from the Pixels Cowl pattern by Jennifer Krause. And I did a few rows on this. This is the one I worked on at the hairdresser. Oops. I thought this would be a little bit larger in terms of...
It's not stretching very well.
Yeah. I think if I do this again, and I'm not saying I wouldn't. I like the pattern. I would make it even bigger, and I made it bigger than what it called for. It's not a very big cowl.
But you said you went down a hooked.
I kept the hook size, but I went up a yarn size. I went up from fingering to a DK. Mm-hmm. So I probably should have gone up a hook size. And I also, I did something else that I would do again down here. What happened to my hook? I don't remember what it was though. I dropped my hook. Oh, here it is. It actually doesn't look too bad to have the little ruffle there, but that's not intended. I like the way it works up. It's specifically for variegated yarn. She did it for the pattern was done for a Miss Babs yarn, but it wasn't this. It was something else. It wasn't Yowza, it was something else. But it works really well, and I didn't do it in the round because I kept twisting it, so you can see.
I don't like it as much as your Cerebella, though. I think the Cerebella's prettier.
This is warmer, and I like the pixel effect. But I do like the Cerebella better. But this one is, the good thing about this one is that when the Cerebella sometimes is too much for me for my hands because it has multiple stitches within a stitch. This one is just...
That has multiple stitches within a stitch.
Huh?
There's 2 stitches within a stitch.
Not really. There's not multiple stitches in a stitch. This is just one. Well, I can't say because...
Yeah.
But it's you know, like doing a toy almost. So it's just... I enjoy it. It's not my very favorite, but it's a fun pattern. And it's a nice charity project. So that's probably going to go to charity. So that's your turn.
Okay, so in my Star Knits R2 bag is the Diana's Hat by Joanna Johnson. Here. And the yarn is by Lemonade Shop. The colorway is Rainbow Dream. And this has been getting some work on it. It's for Davina.
She know about it?
She does know about it because I told her a while back.
Oh, okay.
I know she keeps going in and eyeing my purple sparkly yarn that I picked up for her at the Fiber Festival, the one that you and I debated over whether or not to get the pink or the purple.
Right.
And I decided I liked the purple better. I thought she would too. She keeps going to her and like not hoping I cast it on. So she wants another one of those lacy Quicksilver hats. It's gonna take a little while for that one because I had to be in a good headspace for lace. Right. But she really is excited about that particular hat. Yeah. But regardless, so yes, another Diana's hat, and you know it's a nice, simple knit. It's just what you need when you just want something to knit on, but you don't necessarily want a whole lot of focus.
Right. Okay, my next one is in my Silver Shed USA Bookworm Caterpillar bag. This was from the first kit. That was the first kit you did, Talia?
Yes, that was the first kit. Anne approached me for that one.
Yeah, and you did it with Heidi, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's on Dead Yarn.
Okay. That was her, what's the color? It was a green and black yarn. It was like a neon green.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called.
Can't either. Darn it. Yeah, because it was a neon green yarn. I can see it in my head. But I can't remember it.
Okay. Alright. It makes me think I have to do a certain colorway pretty soon. This is my Little Boy Blue hat project from the hand knit pull on baby hat by Ray of Hope. And this I believe is a free pattern. And I just did a couple rows on this. I know you're saying, come on, seriously? This is such a small project, just finish it. But it's going to get finished when it gets finished. It's going to be finished when it's finished. And it is a reference. Don't ask me what it is, I just know it is.
It is. It's the Agony and the Ecstasy.
Oh, right. When he's talking about
Michelangelo and the Pope. And that's Rex Harrison and Charlton Heston.
Yes.
Charlton Heston is Michelangelo.
And he is amazing in that. I'm not a huge fan of Charlton Heston. I really like him in that role. He was good. And Rex Harrison was good too.
It's funny, the movies I like with Charlton Heston in are not the ones that he's necessarily known the best for.
Like the Ten Commandments and things like that.
Yeah, I generally think of Agony and Ecstasy, and I think of, it's actually a Gregory Peck movie. It's a Western. Darn, I can't pull the name out of my head right now. It's Gregory Peck. It's the lady from
Jennifer
Guys
Jones?
and Dolls. The brunette.
Yeah, Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons. And then you have Charlton Heston.
I don't think I've seen that.
I think it's called The Westerner.
Okay.
I think it's called The Westerner. I really like it.
That's a good cast.
It's a good cast.
But anyway, this is just, it's ribbing. And it's very, very stretchy. And this is another one that'll get finished when it gets finished. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Because it's not a difficult pattern. I just, finding any time to sit and just focus on the one thing for any length of time is a little bit challenging at the moment.
Mom, remember another person from that cast. The guy who plays the rifleman.
Oh, not Chuck Norris.
No,
Chuck Connors.
Chuck Connors.
Yeah. I'll be looking for this. It's your turn. That's the wrong bag. Sorry, I'm out of screen. I just don't want to lose my hook.
In my Mama C Tudor bag is the On the Forest Floor by Simone Caritz.
Okay.
And this is for Mom.
I love that. You got a lot of comments on that shawl, Taya.
Good. So,
I told Lorraine said she really liked this.
and this is definitely Mom's colors.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I can't wait for that.
And you have Berlin is the variegated.
Is it Berlin? I thought it was Tara.
No, it's Tara. You're right. Tara is the variegated. Trust Me is the green, and the blue is Zing.
Zing, yeah.
This is Yowza.
Isn't that pretty?
So, it's slowly building, but it's getting to the point where we're getting wider, so it takes longer to do a row.
Right. That's pretty. I like it.
So, I'm about to change colors again, it looks like.
Very nice.
This is generally something I work on at home when I know I'm going to have a long time to sit.
Right.
Don't necessarily want to focus. And just, get to knit.
Okay. My next one is... Now this one I thought I was going to have finished. This is in my Kickapoo bags. Yes, you can say what this is. Holiday Owls, Jazzy Baby Hat. It is off the loom, but it's not quite finished. I'm seaming it. There's a place where I had a really loose stitch, so I have to fix it, and I didn't have a chance to fix it before the podcast, so I don't know where it is now. It's around here somewhere, but I need to try and close it up a little bit.
You might only be able to see it from the other side.
Well, that kind of stinks.
Well, then the way you would do it is... There it is. I think that's it. Hold on. There it is. Do you have a stitch marker?
I usually have a stitch marker somewhere.
Looks like you have a random... That might be just a random knot in that one.
It was very loose. There. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not going to help you on the other side, though. That's why I was hoping you had one of your... Not these, but one of... Because
here.
this is kind of...
Oh, that's a big one. Hold on, let me see. Oh, here's a small one.
There we go. Because that's just going to make it worse.
I think Laura gave me this.
Because then what I can do is clip it from the other side, so when you turn it, you'll be able to see exactly where it's at.
Right. And so basically that's all I have to do. I've pulled the top shut pretty much. I'm just getting ready to make sure it stays shut. And then I have to tighten up that little
there you
stitch.
go, Mom. So when you go on the other side, you'll be able to see where it's at.
Okay, so see, and then there was this little...
It was there's knot in the yarn.
There was a knot in the yarn, so I'm going to try and push that inside. Hopefully that won't be a problem. But I'm not quite finished with it, but it's getting there. Okay. This is the inside out. And I do like this color. It's a nice color.
How many do you have?
2.
Okay, you might want to do another one because I only have one left.
Oh, okay.
thought you said you had 5.
I do. Oh, I guess I had 6. Huh, I thought I had 5. Okay, guess I had 6. Oh, I think when I counted them, these were all close together, so I probably missed one. All right, this one in my Universal Studios bag is my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles blanket from the Ninja Turtles baby blanket pattern by Lisa Vanilla. I love her name. It just makes me happy. I don't know if it's her real name or not, but it just makes me happy. So I've started the green again, so Leo is done. Whoops. So started the green again. Can you see the green up there on the top?
Yeah, they can.
I did maybe 2 or 3 rows on this at PT office. We didn't have a whole lot of time to wait there because usually the physical therapy takes her right in. So, and they're not overly long.
I had more morning time there because we arrived earlier than anticipated.
Right.
So you guys went to eat.
We went to breakfast and she stayed there.
It wasn't breakfast, it was in the afternoon.
Okay, it was lunch. So we had a nice lunch. We went to Cracker Barrel. It was nice.
I had a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah. We went to Cracker Barrel. So that's what's in here. And it is getting progress. And this one's, kind of a mindless, just do your thing. And then I have to make the eyes. And I don't know why it's taking me so long to do. But there we go. Okay.
Perhaps because there's a blanket.
Yeah, I guess that might be it.
So in my Silver Shed USA Snoopy Christmas bag, I thought I was going to have, I actually did have this bound off. It was about to, I had even started weaving in the ends for the heel. And then I realized I misread the directions and I picked up, bless you.
Thank you.
I put the wrong start of round location, which changes how the heel lays. So it made it just not look good. So I pulled the heel out completely and started again. I think this will close up a lot nicer.
Oh yeah, it's very pretty tie.
So
Davina keeps looking at saying, "Mom, when are you gonna get the yarn done so Ty can start my stocking?"
So
I said, "When it's done."
Well, and I wouldn't be able to work on.
She knows you can't work on it yet because you're working on other things for Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, everyone knows what they're getting for Christmas, but
except for Davina.
Yeah. But there we go. It's just about there. Most of the work on the other heel that got torn out and the restarting of this heel was done at the Chronic Disease Symposium I went to for work. Because I get paid to listen about chronic illnesses. Which totally works out. But yes. Afterthought heel's not my favorite. Probably the heel I enjoyed the most was the one I did for my Christmas stocking. Although the one for yours wasn't bad either. I'm just not a fan of Afterthought heel. There tends to be a little bit more of a hole that I'm going to have to worry about closing up.
That's really pretty though.
So,
I keep thinking about Kay saying about Dan's ginormous feet. I thought maybe it would fit him, but no, I think that's even, it's not really a true foot.
no, it's not. It's not long enough.
Yeah.
Because it's not long enough.
Yeah, it's not really.
Well, it's long enough for my foot, but the thing that the only person that would help is someone who might have swelling to their feet, where they have the really big feet, either from the lymphedema or from heart failure or something like that, where sometimes it's painful for them to get socks on because they're all super tight. That's the only person I would see would maybe have a foot that's quite that wide. Because if you're looking at a guy who that foot would be the normal width for them, they're probably going to have a longer foot.
Right.
So.
It's a big guy.
Right. You don't usually have...
That's what I was saying. This isn't really proportionate. You know it's a sock, but it's not proportionate.
No. So that's it for that.
Okay. My last one is my Cranberry Cowl project. This is another one that's really close. This is in my Knitting's My Bag. Not my Knitting's My Bag. My Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn sock size bag. And it's my Surabel cowl from the Surabel pattern. Surabel scarf pattern. I made a fair amount of progress on this. It's definitely growing. This is fun to work. I just like this pattern. So these are good for gifts and for charity because they are fast to make. I mean, I've done these in a car trip. You know, like one on a car trip up 2 or 3 hours, and one on a car trip back, or almost, you know, finishing 2 on a car trip. That's only like a total of 4 hours or something.
Right.
Depending on how long the thing is. So this is coming along. It's already, you know, kind of a shorty scarf, but I want to keep going until this yowza is almost finished, and then seam it, and it will be a cowl. And I think this is going to be going to charity, but we'll see. Because we're not doing the Christmas table this year. It's just, I know Davina's going to be a little disappointed, but it's just, it takes too much time. They want you to be there after all the masses, all day on Sunday, and I think after the Saturday. And I just, manning a booth that long by myself is not my idea of fun. So I just, you know, it's fun when I have people to talk to, but and there are so many things I should be doing, like getting ready for Christmas.
And also we have not had the ability to make enough to...
Right. I don't have enough yarn to put out on the table. We don't have enough toys to put on the table.
I think I had a couple of hats that could have possibly...
And I think those are just going to end up... What's in that bag is probably just going to end up going to one of the... Probably to Evan's house.
Yeah.
So, Evan's home. So this will probably be going there as well. Look at how pretty that pattern.
It's a very pretty pattern.
Yeah.
It's a Cerebell.
It's a Cerebell. So, yeah. And I don't mean to sound like I don't like doing that. I do like doing it. And Ty's reason is the real reason that we didn't have enough to put out on the table this time. We just haven't been able to get things finished like we have in
a
the
lot
past.
of times we do take a loss on it. I sold a toy for $1.
Yeah, I sold some of my yarn for very, very low prices. My thought being that, okay, it's going to the pregnancy center anyway, so it's not knitters with a capital N over there, capital N, capital K over there. They're basically, most of them are hobbyists.
Yeah.
And they don't want to spend that much money for, yeah, and I understand, I get that. You know, they don't want to, you know, to spend that much. So we took a significant loss on most of our stuff, and that's okay. I mean, the pregnancy center did still get a sizable, you know, check from us from that year. So, okay. Anything else for that?
No, that's it.
No FOs? Almost had FOs.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Do we do royalties or
This will
Etsy
be the
shop?
3rd week in a row that I messed up a project in some major fashion.
Well, it happens. Are we doing Etsy shop or royalties first?
Etsy shop always goes first.
All right, Etsy shop. I don't have anything to show you right now. Everything's up there. I did reskein all the yarn. So it's, I took pictures, so I hope to be putting it up on the shop, God bless you, a little at a time, over the next week or so. And I also have some yarn that is soaking in the back room where I do all my yarn dyeing, and I intend to, hopefully, with God willing, do, God bless you, do the, do some more yarning a little at a time all week. And so I will hope to continue to, just continue updating a little at a time without a break. I'm hoping. We'll see if life cooperates.
Right.
I have some sock sets now, Christmas sock sets. So if you guys want to get on the bandwagon of doing Christmas socks, I will be putting those up relatively soon. They will be 600 and some odd yards. It'll have a full skein of one color, and God bless you, and a half skein, a 50-gram skein of the second color. So we're talking about 600 yards, a little over 600 yards. Let me see if I can remember the yardage. Probably almost 700 yards. So you might even get a small shawlette or something out of it. And right now I have 2 sets, because one of the sets that I did, the colors are really pretty, but they didn't match. The heels and toes didn't match the sock as well as I liked, so I'm going to sell those separately and then redo that particular colorway as a sock set, because I want to make sure it matches.
Right.
So you'll be having these, and those are Christmas sock type things. So if you want the sock sets, let me know. Right now I've got I will hope to have 4 by the end of the weekend, 4 sets. And then Christmas colors and autumn colors and fun colors. So, because my yarn dyeing for my local yarn shop is all done. It's all there. I'm really excited about it. She's excited about it. I've read on the Facebook pages, people are looking forward to the Advent kits that I did coming out. I got some really nice comments on them from people, so that made me really happy because I'm always worried when I do something like that for someone else.
Right.
I want to make sure that they, don't take a loss on it. And she seems to be happy, and they seem to be looking forward to it. Somebody was saying that, can they sleep out the night before?
Oh, that's exciting.
So that was really nice. It makes me happy that they liked it so much. But anyway, so keep your eyes open for the Etsy shop to be updated. It will be being updated. I do have my Facebook page up. I'm not doing as much on Instagram right now. That might change. We'll see. We'll see about that. Right now, my personal Instagram is the only one I'm using for that. So.
Just need to pop off camera for a second.
Do what?
Pop off camera.
Oh, okay. So just keep an eye out for that. Can I have a tissue, please?
They feel like
Please? 2, please? Yes. Okay, thank you.
That feels like it's a different texture.
It does.
It's rougher or something.
It feels like the stuff you get in the hospital.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's so rough.
I have to get a new box of Kleenex.
Yeah, it's completely out.
Okay. So we're moving on now. We just did the Etsy shop. Royalties. Do you have any royalties?
Do you? Sorry.
Yes.
I kind of have one. Sorry. It's an audiobook.
Well, go ahead and say it.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. So, I listened to a podcast called Ridiculous History, and they're the ones who got me interested in the Agent Garbo book, which I thoroughly enjoyed. They recently had a podcast on Rose Mackenberg, Houdini's Ghostbuster. Basically, she was a PI who did spying on the people who would fake do the seances and try to fake people into thinking that people would answer them.
Shysters.
The shysters. So, she was very involved with that.
I thought you were going to wait on that.
No, I told you it. I had already.
Okay.
Because I put aside money.
Oh, right. I thought you were going to wait for that one. I think it must have been the other one that you were talking about. Go ahead.
But her... Unfortunately, there's not an audiobook on her. There's a little bit of compilation of her writings, but no one has written, I guess, actually written a book on her. But there is one on Houdini. Mm-hmm. So I did pick up, and it sounded good. The book is called... Hold on. My library device... Let me make sure it doesn't play. There we go. This is The Secret Life of Houdini, the making of America's first superhero. And the, that's not showing very well. There's too much glare. But regardless, there's rumors, I guess, that he did spying during World War II. It just sounds like he had a very fascinating life. So I'm looking forward to that one. The one I said I would wait on was The Witch of Elm Street, I think it was. Or The Witch of Something Street. She was the one who was the wife of a surgeon or something, and she became really big in the spiritualist movement.
Right, yeah.
Conan Doyle.
Went head-to-head with her, yeah.
Yeah, no, Conan Doyle didn't go head-to-head. He didn't agree with her on all things. Houdini went head-to-head. Because Conan Doyle was big into the spiritualistic stuff. He and Houdini often disagreed.
Well, you can see that in Sherlock Holmes sometimes, the treatment that they give Supernatural, Conan Doyle does. Okay, because sometimes it can be hard for me to read a book if my neck is bothering me, and with the brace I can't really bend my head, and after a while I get tired of holding something in the air. With an audio book, even if I'm having a lot of pain, I can just lay there and just listen. Now, the first thing we got, this is actually for the podcast. This is from Christina, Mama C, who is very, very, very generous with our group. She always has been, and she just outdoes herself all the time. Mm-hmm. So we got this nice little card from her, and she says it's Spain. I thought it was either Italy or Spain, so it's Spain. Or I think it was Spain. London.
You didn't show me the card.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, you did. 'Cause we sat there and we looked at it. We said, "Oh, okay."
Pretty.
So she said we can use this for prizes for whatever we want. This will probably be prizes for the Ready Set Go. So we have, this is a color spun, Encore color spun, and Encore. I really like this.
And they could go very well together.
I made the gray, kind of a grayish color, I used for Taya's teddy bear in this yarn. And
I have the leftover from that. I know
Yeah.
I've used it, or I'm using it for something.
this is just worsted Encore, and this is worsted weight Encore color spun. But you
It
can
looks
use them
like
together.
it's a little bit... No, it doesn't. Okay, for a second I thought it was a little thicker.
These
I
will
saw it.
probably go together.
Yeah.
And then she also sent this, which will be a separate prize. And this is, I really like this. I've never seen this color. This is Knit Picks.
Oh, that's
Hawthorne fingering. And this has
I feel like I've heard of the Hawthorne.
357 yards. But isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? So,
Very nice.
2 prizes here. This will probably go for the Ready, Set, Go. All right? Next year, the next time we do a launch. So thank you so much, Christina, for your
Thank
continued
you.
generosity. We really appreciate it. Okay, put that there. Because we give out prizes, and you might notice that our prizes might become a little more consolidated, so I can get them out on time.
Mm-hmm.
And there may be a bit of a change for overseas. Some of the overseas may be gift cards to either Etsy or to Lovecrafts, because the shipping is prohibitive. So we will do our
And
best.
I'm not able to financially...
If it's
assist
if it's
at this
one
point.
skein of yarn or something, I'll probably send it out to the overseas. But if it's heavier than that for overseas, I might we might be doing a gift card to either Etsy or Lovecrafts, because I want, and Taya wants, everybody to be eligible for the same kind of prizes.
Mm-hmm.
But the shipping is a little bit difficult for places that are really far away.
Mm-hmm.
So you will still be included. You will still get, we hope, what you think is a nice prize. It might be, from Lovecrafts, if we give you a certain card, you might be able to get a nice skein of yarn or whatever. But we won't have to worry about the shipping cost.
Mm-hmm.
So we hope that's okay with you. We don't know how else to do it, because we don't want to make it so anybody is left out
Right.
of that. Okay, let's see here. Oh yes, continuing with the. I picked up a pattern when I was at Knitter's Magic, dropping off the yarn for her restocking of my stuff, and this is called the Anna's Top Down Rib and Welt Caplet. So it looks like this, and I'm looking forward to making that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it in red or green.
I left the bunny cozy things you got me for my yarn in the other room.
Of course you did.
That
So
felt
that-
like an eon ago.
So that's that. And then I blame Laura, and she knows I blame her because I love her dearly, because I don't have any owl bags. It's an owl bag. It's a lady makes this for her specifically, and this is actually a tissue holder. I'm going to see if I can get someone to put maybe a snap or a zipper on here so I can use it as a notions holder.
Well, snap wouldn't be enough. It would need to be a zipper.
It needs to be a zipper. I think she might be able to should be able to put a zipper on that.
It's a little close.
Well, the zipper would have, you turn it inside out. and
Well,
it would
I
have-
know I put zippers on things.
you could put a zipper on this.
Well, I think... okay, it's not quite as close as I thought it was. Okay. Yeah, there you might be. It's a little...
It would be a narrow bag, but I want to put, or maybe I'll just put it in my bag like that as for tissues. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I really like the way, this is almost a canvas kind of bag. It's got really nice pockets in it. You saw my other bag, the one on the black field, the purple flowers where I have my white blanket. That's from the same lady. And can you see the pockets? Let me see. she had a smaller one, but it was like a couple of dollars difference. And I'm like, darn it, if I'm going to buy the bag, I'm going to buy the bag. So, I don't know if you can see the pockets in there. Because the lining is actually this brown, and then the pockets are in the owl. Okay. So, and it's a nice size bag. It probably won't go anywhere. It'll probably stay here and either put yarn in it, or I'll put a project that I just keep by the couch or something and work on it, because it's open.
Right.
And I don't usually take open bags with me because I'm afraid it's going to fall. Taya gave me this shawl pin when we were cleaning out her room.
I think there's another one on my dresser.
That's one I got.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So
I was going to say, I saw it there earlier, and I was like, oh, she never picked that up.
So this is, isn't this adorable? I absolutely love it. So it's Laura's fault, but I'm glad. She can take the hit. And then the other thing that we got is kind of partially shop news, kind of partially PHN news. I've been sending people with packages and things. You'll see like the magnets from our old podcast and, you know, cards and stuff, because they're out of date. We have the new ones now with all of our new information. Same card, but with our new home, phnpodcast.freeforms.net. And I'll give Taya half of these when we get off camera. And then Laura has all my Lady Fernico Creations cards that just have my logo on it. But these, my husband helped me, you know, he made them for me. Can you see? This is my business card. It says where I can be reached by email, on Facebook, and on Etsy. So I have my new business cards. I'm really excited about that.
Do you ever check the email?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to remind myself to check the email because I haven't really used it much. But I want to say that I'm going to make it a habit of checking it at least twice a day, in the morning and at night. But most likely I will check it like sometime in the morning, sometime in the, like around noon, and sometime in the evening. So I can, you know, not miss anybody. But most times people contact me on Etsy. But so those of you who make orders will now get a business card in here, an updated business card. It has, as I said, how to reach me on multiple places. I did not put my Instagram account on here because it's not a business account. I have my Gmail and Facebook and Etsy. So that's kind of exciting. My husband helped me do it. My husband gets all excited about that kind of stuff, and he's really supportive of that. So I'm blessed about that. And I think that's it for stash enhancements, royalties, whatever you want to call them.
So it's going to lead us into personal, so we should...
Yes. So before we go into personal, we want to thank the people who commented both on YouTube and on PHN. The people who commented on YouTube, Pat, Looney Hiker, LMS Crafts, Renna, Wombat of Doom 53, Eileen, Brittany, and Lee. We want to thank you for commenting there. I responded to everybody on both platforms just before we got on the podcast. So if I didn't respond to you, I either didn't see you or you did it after we started podcasting. But we appreciate it both platforms that you are commenting. We always like to hear from you. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Your support is really, it's amazing. It just, I know that word, I use that a lot, but that and awesome. But you guys, it helps to know so many people are sending good wishes and prayers and things like that. We appreciate that greatly. So thank you very much. Now, if you are not wanting to hear about the house and the health and that kind of stuff, then we will say goodbye to you for this week, and hopefully we'll see you next week. We wish you a very blessed week full of everything that makes you happy, and we'll hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave on the 16th. We'll say goodbye to you now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, if you are staying, we assume that you want to hear about what's coming next, because it has nothing to do with knitting. Okay? All right, so what are we going to talk about first?
The room, because that's the,
The room. The saga of the room, I think, is finished. It was, I was a little annoyed because he was supposed to come in on Wednesday. Davina had a doctor's appointment, so I made it in the afternoon, him coming in the afternoon. Well, let me rephrase that. Davina had an appointment on Monday and on Wednesday for medical things, medicine, and
she's okay.
just general checkup type things. And so we went Monday, and our practitioner said, you don't have to come in Wednesday. So that went away. But we had made the appointment with the plumber with the idea that Davina had an appointment at 11:30, so we made it at 2:30, the plumber, on Wednesday. So I get a call about 30 to 40 minutes or an hour before he was supposed to come saying, I can't come, something came up, can we reschedule? Now, Thursday is my big day of things. I was so excited because everything was going to fall into place. I could drop tie off at work, go to Mass, have my little adoration visit, go to Bible study, go to the commissary, had a hair appointment. Everything was, okay, what time do you come? 8 o'clock in the morning. Whole half a day is gone. Mm-hmm. Okay, but he came in. It took him about half a day. He not only patched the ceiling, but he painted it.
Mm-hmm. And it looks great.
It looks great. My husband was pleased. We still need to have the walkthrough with the guy who does all the tying of things together. But that is finished. We've kept the windows open so that the smell doesn't really bother tying.
I've actually been able to close the window now,
Yeah.
which we have to. It's cold out.
Yeah. So that we're hoping now that the walkthrough will happen relatively quickly so they can get paid so that we can be free of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But in any event, the hole is gone.
Yeah, it's really weird to
yay.
look up there and not see a hole in my ceiling.
Yeah, it's just, it's amazing how different it looks. So we're happy about that. Someone mentioned our patience. If we had patience, it's because we've been forced to practice it with varying levels of success. But God is good and it's done. So that's good. Let's move into the health.
Yeah, so you'd already heard last week how Saturday was so rough after physical therapy, how I had to call out on Friday. Sunday continued into that to the point where I was actually crawling around the house to get ready for work the next day. By Tuesday, I started feeling a bit better, and when we saw the physical therapist, I explained to him how the symptoms got so much worse after physical therapy last time, with them trying to loosen things up so we can get things back in place. So he is recommending surgery. He was going to write a note to the neurosurgeon along those lines. So we will keep you guys updated on what that will do to the podcast schedule. When the neurosurgeon gives the final word. But I am quite symptomatic, not in the way that everyone is without the brace. Everyone's different. Mm-hmm. For me, it's more vertigo, lightheadedness, nausea. I do get the headaches, but those are not the most immediate symptoms. And weather really increases the headaches. It feels like my whole head. It's like I can feel it shifting.
Right.
But, yeah, so it's actually kind of a thing in a weird way I look forward to because every workday is very challenging. And it's not sustainable. I need something to change. But, yeah, so
there's always hope at the end of the tunnel here. Light.
Yeah, and as weird as it sounds, surgery is like a light at the end of the tunnel because nothing else is really helping.
She's gotten to the point where medicine and therapy has just about done all it can do.
Yeah.
So we need to search out other types of answers.
The masks are helping with the mast cell reactions, which make the other reactions worse, but it's not a cure-all.
And keep in mind, we want to make sure that we are clear that we don't expect this to cure anything. It's just going to be making things more manageable, hopefully. So she'll be able to not wear the brace. So she'll be able to make it through a workday with less discomfort and maybe do things that she enjoys doing once in a while. Because some quality of life back.
Yeah, Ehlers-Danlos is not curable. And
none of it's curable.
POTS is not curable. MCS is not curable. you can fix the instabilities in spine caused by Ehlers-Danlos, but I will always be at risk for further instabilities down the spine. It's just the nature of the beast. So it's an interesting journey, and some people might be like, it's a horrible news to get. I'm so sorry, but it's actually hopeful news to get, because it gives me hope that there might be some improvement in the symptoms, even though I don't expect them to go away. They're not going to go away. They're just hopefully going to improve.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and this is why I said earlier that you guys, all that you do for your good wishes and prayers are so important, because sometimes when you're dealing with a chronic condition, either as a person or as people who are involved with caregiving for it, or running errands or whatever, you become more isolated. And so it's really important for us. We are very grateful to know that we have support from people that, even though we have not maybe met in person, that we have been with, some of you for several years, some of you not so long, but still very, very special relationships, that you guys are supportive. And that's something that's rare. I don't care what people say, especially in this climate right now. It's very rare in my mind to see people so unconditionally and generously supportive.
Well, I mean, first person comes to mind. I salute you, Jess. Helped me find a couple of doctors. We've been through this road together since our first tilt table. And although our paths have diverged with diagnoses a bit, she's always been an amazing support. And a big part of the reason why I'm getting answers now is because she pointed me in the direction of the right doctors to help me down that path. Right. So, and that just started as a knitting friend.
And see, I have many people who have been supportive, that I can't name them all. They know who they are, but the one who sticks out at the moment is Wombat of Doom, Patty. We have been in contact by text, and she doesn't know how much her support means. She probably does now, but hopefully. But and I've got many people who are supportive that way. I can't name them all without missing somebody.
I'm thinking of people who have texted me, who are or private messaged me or whatever.
Brittany.
Yes.
Brittany.
I can think of several people. But I would be remiss not to mention Jess by name.
There are several people who all of our moderators have been extremely moderators, and former moderators have been extremely supportive. The only reason I had to mention Patty the way I did is because we've been in contact more consistently, and she, I don't know, she's been, I can't explain what it is how I feel that she's supportive, but she just is. So, and she has a lot going on right now herself. So I appreciate that, and I hope she sees this. Are you embarrassed yet, Patty? The blushing Wombat of Doom. But we have amazing friends and amazing moderators, and just your support is very much appreciated. You guys are awesome. I said it many times. Our group is probably the best anywhere. So, yes. Okay.
Okay, now that we've thoroughly embarrassed several different people, because the other people do know who they are.
Yes, they do.
Or they should.
And they should, and I think everybody knows who they are also.
Yes. So
they're all over the globe. I mean, they're all over that's the amazing thing about this.
Right, when the internet is used properly,
They're all
it's
over.
an amazing resource. Now, unfortunately, it is used improperly way too often to hurt other people, and
you guys are a bomb. You guys do it the way it's supposed to be used.
yes.
And we are, we think that should be acknowledged. That's awesome that you reach out and help people you've never met. You know, whether it's your charity or support of people that you watch on the podcast or that you hear about. That's the way it's supposed to be done. And you guys are just amazing. So, yes, kudos to you. We're glad that you're part of our PHN family.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that now, because I wanted to end on a happy note, not on the sad note.
I didn't think it was a sad note.
Well, it was a disgruntled note. Anyway, let's
disgruntled.
pushing forward.
I'm confused. Is there disgruntlement?
I'll explain it when you get older, Hawkeye.
But there is no disgruntlement.
Anyway, do you have anything else to say?
There is no disgruntlement.
No, that's not what I'm asking you.
But
Talia,
there was no...
do you have anything else to say, you oboe head?
No disgruntlement?
Is that what you're going to call this? No disgruntlement? Okay, can we go now?
Yes.
What do you, anything else to say?
No disgruntlement.
Okay, no disgruntlement. Anyway, that's what I just said. Okay, so we want to say, I think we're podcasting Saturday again, next Saturday. That is the 16th? Is that right? Yeah, the 16th. So, between now and then, we want to wish you all a very blessed week, full of knitting and crocheting and crafting, whatever it is that makes your heart happy, and all the prep that goes into Thanksgiving. We wish those of you who celebrate Veterans Day a very happy Veterans Day, which is Monday in the United States.
Yay for holiday.
Yay! Both my husband and my daughter are off work. Yay, we're all going to be home.
I'm still not used to getting holidays off.
So we wish you a blessed week, and we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 378, and that's a wrap.
Bye.